Today we talk about the backstory of every upper moons from Daki to Kokushibo, but if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe the channel and like. Target of the video is 20, and subscribe the channel. I am begging you, we are close to 500 subscribers. So let's start with Daki and his brother. Gyutaro, and Daki was born in a poor area called the Entertainment District. This place was not nice to live in, and many people there were unhappy. Gyutaro had a very hard life. He was often hungry and had to fight to survive. Other kids and adults were mean to him because he was poor and didn't look nice. They made fun of him and hurt him, but even though his life was tough, Gyutaro loved his younger sister, Daki, very much. Daki was very beautiful, and people noticed her beauty. Gyutaro always tried to protect her because she was the most important person in his life. One day, something terrible happened. Some samurai, who were strong warriors, hurt Yume very badly. They did this because Yume had injured a customer, and the samurai wanted to punish her. They tied her up and set her on fire. She was burned very badly and left to die. When Gyutaro found her, he was heartbroken and furious. He couldn't believe what had happened to his dear sister. In his anger, he attacked the people who hurt Yume, trying to get revenge. But during the fight, he was also hurt very badly. Both Gyutaro and Yume were close to dying, and it seemed like there was no hope for them. Just before they died, a powerful demon named Doma found them. Doma was very strong and had many powers. He saw that Gyutaro and Daki were in a lot of pain and almost dead. Doma offered to save them by turning them into demons. Becoming demons would make them very strong and give them the ability to heal quickly from any injuries. However, they would no longer be human and would have to eat humans to survive. Gyutaro agreed to this because he wanted to save his sister more than anything. He didn't care about the cost, as long as they could stay together and be safe. So, Doma turned Gyutaro and Yume into demons. As demons, Yume became Daki, and they both gained incredible strength and powers. As demons, Daki and Gyutaro stayed in the Entertainment District. They used their powers to survive and became very feared by the people there. They killed many humans and lived in the shadows. Daki used her beauty to trick people and lure them into traps, while Gyutaro used his fighting skills to protect her and defeat anyone who tried to harm them. They worked together as a team, with Daki attracting their victims and Gyutaro defending her. Even though they had become cruel demons, the strong bond between Daki and Gyutaro never broke. They stayed together, always looking out for each other, and their love and loyalty remained strong until the very end. To be honest, this story is so painful. What's your opinion? Tell me in comment section. In Demon Slayer, she is at Upper Moon 6 spot. Now time for backstory of Upper Moon 5 Gyokko. Gyokko was a human living in the Edo period of Japan, known for his work as an artist. He was deeply passionate about art, particularly painting and ceramics. Despite his love for creating beautiful things, Gyokko struggled with intense self-doubt. He constantly compared his work to that of other artists and felt that he fell short of their level of skill and creativity. This sense of inadequacy consumed him, leading him to become increasingly obsessed with achieving perfection in his art. Gyokko's life took a dark turn when he was transformed into a demon by Muzan Kibutsuji. This transformation granted him supernatural abilities and marked the beginning of his descent into cruelty. As a demon, Gyokko's obsession with beauty and perfection twisted into something far more sinister. He continued to value aesthetics, but now his desire to create art became horrifying. Gyokko developed a disturbing habit of capturing his victims and trapping them in ceramic jars, which he then displayed as part of his art. In his demonic form, Gyokko gained control over water and used his powers to manipulate his surroundings and attack his enemies. His ceramic jars became a central tool in his attacks, allowing him to imprison and torment his victims in a horrifying manner. Gyokko found a perverse pleasure in turning his victims into living pieces of art, showcasing his twisted vision of beauty. This story is not much as better as Daki's story. Even I found Gyutaro more powerful than Gyokko. I think Daki and Gyutaro deserves number 5 spot in Gyokko 6. Never mind. Number 3. I mean Upper Moon for Hantengu. Before Hantengu he became a demon. Hantengu was a human with a reputation for committing crimes. He was known for constantly lying, manipulating others, and refusing to take responsibility for his actions. Even when caught, he would claim he was innocent and blame others, showing he was not a good person even before he turned into a demon. Hantengu's life was filled with fear and paranoia. He always believed people were out to get him, which made him very unstable and delusional. This fear made him feel like a victim, which he used as an excuse for his deceitful behavior. Muzan Kibutsuji, the leader of the demons, turned Hantengu into a demon. Muzan often chose people with negative traits to become demons, and Hantengu's cowardice and manipulation made him an ideal choice. As a demon, Hantengu gained the ability to split into clones, each showing different emotions like joy, anger, sorrow, and pleasure. This power reflected his broken mind and the fears that controlled him. Even as a demon, Hantengu remained a coward, driven by the need to survive and a strong fear of punishment or death. Despite his powerful abilities, he would try to escape from danger rather than fight. During the Sodsmith village arc, when he encountered the demon slayers, he often tried to avoid conflict and insisted on his innocence. Next, I have a backstory of our favorite demon who defeat Rengoku, Upper Moon 3 Akaza. Before this, make sure to subscribe the channel. So, Akaza was born as Hakuji in a poor neighborhood. He had a rough childhood, marked by poverty and a tendency to get into fights. His father was ill and needed medicine, but Hakuji couldn't afford it. In desperation, he stole to support his father. Unfortunately, when his father discovered the stolen money, he was devastated and took his own life, leaving a note that he wanted Hakuji to live an honest life. After his father's death, Hakuji became even more violent, leading to his exile from the area. A martial arts master named Kizo eventually found him and took him in. Kizo trained Hakuji in martial arts and made him promise to protect his sickly daughter, Koyuki. Over time, Hakuji grew to care deeply for Koyuki, and they planned to marry. His life seemed to be improving as he dedicated himself to helping Keizo's dojo and caring for Koyuki. Tragedy struck again when a rival dojo poisoned the well, killing both Kizo and Koyuki. Devastated and enraged, Hakuji attacked the rival dojo, killing many of its members with his bare hands. In the aftermath, he wandered aimlessly, consumed by grief and anger. Muzan Kibutsuji found him in this state and offered him the chance to become a demon, recognizing his incredible fighting ability and despair-driven rage. As a demon, Akaza retained his passion for fighting and became one of Muzan's most powerful subordinates. He embraced his new identity, focusing on becoming stronger and seeking out worthy opponents. Despite his demonic nature, Akaza still held on to some remnants of his humanity. He was respectful of strong fighters and refused to kill or eat women, which set him apart from other demons. That's my favorite backstory in Demon rather than Daki backstory. I am excited to watch this in Demon Slayer movie. Upper Moon 2. Doma. I think after Akaza we all love Doma. Even he have a mid backstory. Let me explain you. Doma was born into a cult that worshipped him as a child god due to his unusual, radiant eyes and striking appearance. From a young age, he was revered and treated as a divine figure, which influenced his view of the world. His parents were the leaders of this cult, and they used him to attract followers and gain wealth. Despite the worship and adoration, Doma felt emotionally detached and empty inside. He lacked any genuine empathy or understanding of human emotions, which made him perceive human suffering as insignificant. When Doma was still young, he experienced a traumatic event that further shaped his outlook on life. His mother killed his father in a fit of rage after discovering his infidelity, and then she took her own life. All this happened in front of Doma, but he remained unfazed and indifferent, viewing their deaths as a trivial event. This emotional numbness and inability to comprehend human feelings became a defining aspect of his personality. Doma's lack of empathy and emotional void caught the attention of Muzan Kibutsuji, who saw potential in him as a demon. Muzan approached Doma and offered him the chance to become a demon, which he accepted without hesitation. As a demon, after becoming a demon, Doma rose quickly through the ranks, eventually becoming Upper Moon 2. He established a cult called the Eternal Paradise Fate, where he continued to be worshipped as a deity. Doma used the cult to lure in victims, whom he would consume to maintain his strength. Despite his horrific actions, he maintained a polite and cheerful facade, which masked his cold and calculating nature. Doma's lack of genuine emotion and inability to connect with others made him one of the most unsettling characters in the series. He believed that he was helping his victims by releasing them from the suffering of life. His charming yet chilling personality and the disconnect between his actions and emotions made him a formidable and complex antagonist. What do you think about Doma backstory? Tell me in comment section. Now it's turn for the second strongest swordsman from Sengoku era, Kokushibo. Upper Moon 1 Demon. Kokushibo was born as Michikatsu Tsujikuni during the Sengoku period, a time of great conflict in Japan. He had a twin brother named Yuriichi Tsujikuni, who was a naturally talented swordsman. Michikatsu was also skilled with the sword, but he always felt like he was in his younger brother's shadow. Yuriichi had a rare demon slayer mark and was seen as a prodigy. Even though they were twins, Michikatsu was jealous and resentful of Yuriichi because of his amazing abilities and talent. Yuriichi was kind-hearted and didn't care about ambition, which made Michikatsu's jealousy worse. He couldn't understand why someone so talented wouldn't try to be the best. This jealousy caused problems between the brothers, making Michikatsu want the same power and recognition that Yuriichi had naturally. Michikatsu's wish for power and fear of dying led him to make a life-changing choice. As he got older, he became more desperate to stay strong and live longer. His fear of death and wish for strength made him easy for Muzan Kibutsuji to influence. Muzan offered him the chance to become a demon and live forever, which Michikatsu accepted, turning into Kokushibo. As Kokushibo, he became one of Muzan's strongest followers. He mastered the moon breathing technique, which he developed from his own swordsmanship style. Becoming a demon made him more powerful, but it also changed his appearance, giving him 6 eyes. Even with his new power, Kokushibo was still troubled by his brother's legacy and the choices he made. During his life as a demon, Kokushibo felt regret and inner conflict. He struggled between his desire for power and his human emotions, especially his complicated feelings toward his brother. He often thought about the path he chose, wondering if gaining power was worth losing his humanity. So, how's this? I rate 7 out of 10 only because he is a brother of Yuriichi. I don't like much more in this, but I think Gyutaro and Akaza deserve 10 out of 10 rating. What do you think? Tell me in comment section and suggest me some topics fast.